Genesis chapter 8. Noah's deliverance. Then God remembered Noah, and every living thing, and all the animals that were with him in the ark. And God made a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters subsided. The fountains of the deep and the windows of heaven were also stopped, and the rain from heaven was restrained. And the waters receded continually from the earth. At the end of the 150 days the waters decreased. Then the ark rested in the 7th month, the 17th day of the month, on the mountains of Ararat. And the waters decreased continually until the 10th month. In the 10th month, on the 1st day of the month, the tops of the mountains were seen. So it came to pass, at the end of 40 days, that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made. Then he sent out a raven, which kept going to and fro until the waters had dried up from the earth. He also sent out from himself a dove, to see if the waters had receded from the face of the ground. But the dove found no resting place for the sole of her foot, and she returned into the ark to him, for the waters were on the face of the whole earth. So he put out his hand and took her, and drew her into the ark to himself. And he waited yet another 7 days, and again he sent the dove out from the ark. Then the dove came to him in the evening, and behold, a freshly plucked olive leaf was in her mouth. And Noah knew that the waters had receded from the earth. So he waited yet another 7 days and sent out the dove, which did not return again to him any more. And it came to pass in the 601st year, in the 1st month, the 1st day of the month, that the waters were dried up from the earth. And Noah removed the covering of the ark and looked, and indeed the surface of the ground was dry. And in the 2nd month, on the 27th day of the month, the earth was dried. Then God spoke to Noah, saying, Go out of the ark, you and your wife, and your sons' wives with you. Bring out with you every living thing of all flesh that is with you, birds and cattle and every creeping thing that creeps on the earth, so that they may abound on the earth, and be fruitful and multiply on the earth. So Noah went out, and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives with him. Every animal, every creeping thing, every bird, and whatever creeps on the earth, according to their families, went out of the ark. God's covenant with creation. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and took of every clean animal and of every clean bird, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And the Lord smelled a soothing aroma. Then the Lord said in his heart, I will never again curse the ground for man's sake, although the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. Nor will I again destroy every living thing as I had done. While the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, winter and summer, and day and night shall not cease. Genesis chapter 8, in the Bible, contains the account of Noah and the Great Flood. The story offers various practical life lessons that can be gleaned from the events and characters described. Here are some key practical life lessons from Genesis chapter 8. 1. Faith and obedience. Noah's unwavering faith in God's instructions and his obedience to build the ark demonstrate the importance of trusting in divine guidance and following through with obedience, even when faced with challenges and skepticism. 2. Patience and perseverance. The story of the Great Flood and the time Noah spent on the ark teaches us the value of patience and perseverance during times of trial or waiting. Like Noah, we may encounter difficult periods in life, but staying strong and steadfast can lead to eventual restoration. 3. God's faithfulness. Throughout the story, God remains faithful to his promises. He remembers Noah and the animals on the ark, and when the floodwaters recede, God establishes a covenant with Noah and all living creatures, signified by the rainbow. This reminds us of God's faithfulness and the certainty that he will fulfill his promises in our lives. 4. Caring for creation. Noah's responsibility for caring for the animals and the earth inside the ark illustrates the importance of stewardship and our duty to protect and nurture the environment and all living creatures. 5. Renewal and new beginnings. The flood symbolizes a cleansing and renewal of the earth, and Noah's emergence from the ark represents a new beginning. This teaches us about the possibility of starting afresh and embracing second chances in our own lives. 6. Gratitude and worship. After leaving the ark, Noah offers sacrifices to God as an act of gratitude and worship. This reminds us of the significance of expressing thankfulness and devotion to the divine for his blessings and deliverance in our lives. 7. Divine timing. The floodwaters remained on the earth for 150 days, indicating that God's timing is not always immediate, but there is a purpose behind his plans. Trusting in God's timing and not rushing into decisions can lead to better outcomes. 8. Family and unity. Noah's family's unity and cooperation during their time on the ark exemplify the importance of strong familial bonds and working together as a team during challenging times. 9. Respect for life. The preservation of each kind of living creature on the ark emphasizes the sanctity of life and the responsibility to treat all living beings with respect and care. 10. Humility and surrender. Noah's humble submission to God's will and direction reflects the importance of surrendering our own desires and ego to follow a higher purpose and plan for our lives. Incorporating these practical life lessons from Genesis chapter 8 into our daily living can lead to personal growth, strengthened relationships, and a deeper understanding of our faith and spirituality.